Hi everyone, Gilliam Elliott here. In my time working with medical tourism startups, I've noticed a common pattern. Two facilitators can start at the exact same time, but one struggles to get any traction while the other stays consistently busy. If you've ever felt like you're doing all the right things, but patients still aren't moving forward, today I'm going to show you exactly why that's happening. Most people assume it comes down to marketing. They think if they run ads and post on social media, patients will start to come in. But there's a deeper issue that most new facilitators don't recognize, and it affects everything from getting inquiries to converting them into actual patients. Today, I'm going to break that down so you can understand how the process really works and how to approach it the right way. But before we dive in, take a moment to like the video and subscribe to the channel to learn more about the world of medical travel. One of the biggest misconceptions in this industry is that success comes from focusing on just one part of the business. This is especially true for new facilitators. Some people focus only on marketing, some spend all their time chasing partnerships, others spend their time trying to figure out how to build a website. But the truth is, none of those things work in isolation. In medical tourism, everything is connected. At its core, the business is about managing the entire patient journey, from the moment they reach out until they're back in their home country recovering from treatment. The entire process has to be organized, it has to be clear, and it has to be consistent. If it's not, nothing else works properly. Now, before we go any further, there's one fundamental point you must understand. Without patient inquiries, there is no business. No inquiries means no conversations. No conversations means no opportunities. So yes, lead generation matters. But here's where most mistakes happen. Many facilitators try to figure out lead generation on their own. They spend all their time testing different things only to end up with a low volume of leads. Or even worse, a high volume of low quality leads that never convert. They focus so much on just getting leads, they forget about building a system that turns them into clients. We'll come back to how to handle those leads in just a moment. But first, let's look at how these inquiries are actually generated. There are three main ways this happens: paid advertising, social media, and organic search. But what matters is not just generating inquiries, it's generating the right type of inquiries. Because a lead is just data, but a serious patient inquiry is an opportunity. And in this industry, those are not the same thing. Some people are going to be researching, some people are going to be comparing options, and some people are not going to be ready to move forward at all. But then you're going to have people who reach out who are going to be serious patient inquiries. These are the ones who are ready to commit. These are the ones who have funds ready. These are the ones looking for an expert to coordinate their trip. So how do you tell the difference? It starts the second you get them on the phone. This is the moment where the process either moves forward or completely breaks down. When most people get on a telephone call, they make the mistake of just answering questions. They act like a customer service representative. Professional facilitators don't do that. They don't just give out information, they lead the consultation. They guide the conversation by digging into the specifics, like asking what the patient's motivation for seeking treatment abroad is, what countries they're open to traveling to for care, what their timeline looks like, and what outcome the patient is expecting. They don't just answer questions, they direct the process. Because if you don't guide the conversation from the very beginning, it will go nowhere. And that's where a lot of opportunities are lost. Another important part is setting expectations early. Patients need to understand what your role is, what you'll be handling, and what they can expect when working with you. Without clarity, confusion starts to build. And confusion leads to hesitation, and hesitation leads to inaction. Now let's go back to what I mentioned earlier about the biggest mistakes new facilitators make. They try to grow one part of the business without seeing how the whole process works together. They try to generate leads without a system, they respond to inquiries without direction, they communicate without structure, and when everything feels inconsistent, patients don't move forward. Here's how professional facilitators approach this differently. They don't see lead generation as one thing and managing patients as another. It's all part of one process. They connect everything. You need a consistent way to generate inquiries, you need a clear process for handling those inquiries, and you need defined communication from the first message to the final decision. When those pieces work together, everything becomes more predictable. Conversations improve, patients move forward, and the results become consistent. From my experience working in this industry, this is where the shift happens. It's not about doing more, it's about understanding how each part of the process fits together. So the lesson is pretty straightforward. Getting inquiries is only one part of the process. What determines your results is what happens after that inquiry comes in. If you're serious about entering this industry and would like a structured approach to how the process works, we've created a certification program that walks you step by step through it. You can learn more by following the link in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.